Have you ever wondered how a global rock icon can stand on stage, electrify millions with his voice, yet secretly fight battles that almost ended his life, more than once? Today, we're diving into the shocking and deeply emotional story of David Gahan, the legendary frontman of Depeche Mode, whose journey is filled with brilliance, tragedy, and an almost supernatural will to survive. And trust me, you'll want to hear the moment that fans call his closest brush with death. David Gahan's story begins with heartbreak. Raised by his mother, Sylvia, after his father abandoned the family, Dave's childhood was anything but stable. When his stepfather, who had lovingly adopted him, and his sister, passed away, young Dave's world was shattered yet again. And just when he thought he might rebuild, his biological father briefly reappeared, only to vanish once more. This cycle of loss left scars that never fully healed. Rebellion became his escape. Dave spent much of his teenage years in juvenile court for joyriding, theft, and wild escapades. He later admitted he loved the thrill of nicking a car and being chased by police. It seemed he was destined for a dead end, until music intervened. In 1980, Gahan joined a small band called Composition of Sound, alongside Martin Gore, Andy Fletcher, and Vince Clarke. Dave suggested a name inspired by a French fashion magazine, Depeche Mode, and history was made. With 15 studio albums and more than 100 million records sold, Depeche Mode became one of the most influential electronic bands of all time. Dave's deep, commanding voice and magnetic stage presence turned him into a global icon, but behind the lights and adoring fans, darker battles brewed. Dave's struggles with addiction became legendary, for all the wrong reasons. In fact, Los Angeles paramedics nicknamed him the Cat because he survived so many overdoses. In 1993, during a performance in New Orleans, he collapsed mid-show from a drug-induced heart attack. Yet that wasn't the lowest point. In a desperate cry for help, he once attempted suicide. Luckily, he placed himself where others could find him before it was too late. But the most terrifying moment came when he overdosed on a speedball in Los Angeles. His heart stopped beating for 2 full minutes. Dave described the experience as falling into the blackest space and watching from above as paramedics tried to revive him. When he came back, the first thing he saw was a police officer handcuffing him. Still, this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning of a long, painful road to recovery. If battling addiction wasn't enough, in 2009, just before a show in Athens, Dave suddenly fell ill backstage. Doctors discovered a tumor in his bladder, a life-threatening cancer that demanded immediate surgery. At first, Dave was in denial. He begged to continue his 8-month tour, but his oncologist made it clear, without surgery, he might not live to finish it. The tumor was removed, but the emotional toll was immense. Dave later revealed that he had heartbreaking conversations with his wife, Jennifer. He admitted he was at peace with the idea of dying, but Jennifer refused to accept it. She begged him not to talk as though he was giving up. Her strength helped pull him through. Even after recovery, Dave endured invasive checkups, describing the process as deeply uncomfortable, but a blessing compared to the alternative. "Just being alive with my family is enough," he once said. As if fate hadn't tested him enough, tragedy struck again in 2022. Dave lost his dear friend and co-founding bandmate, Andy Fletcher. Fans across the world were devastated. To honor Andy's memory, Dave and Martin Gore pushed forward with their album Memento Mori. They explained that Fletch would have wanted the music to continue. In fact, Dave said, he would have loved this album, making it even more emotional to carry on without him. Their tour, covering legendary venues like Madison Square Garden, Chicago's United Center, and London's Twickenham Stadium, was not just about music. It was about healing, remembering, and honoring a brother. From a troubled childhood and rebellious youth, to addiction, overdoses, cancer, and unimaginable loss, David Gahan has faced battles that would have broken most people. Yet through it all, he continues to stand on stage, pouring his heart into every performance. He is living proof that even in the darkest moments, resilience, music, and love can keep the light alive. So, what do you think about David Gahan's incredible journey? Were you surprised by just how many hardships he's overcome? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know which part of his story moved you the most. And if you're a true Depeche Mode fan, hit that like button and share this video so more people can discover the unbelievable resilience of David Gahan. Because at the end of the day, his story isn't just about music, it's about survival.